pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys the difference between a traditional straight razor and a Shavette. We're going to do a quick beard lineup, one with a Shavette, one with a traditional straight razor, and perhaps I'll even do a leg shave to kind of show you guys the difference between the two in terms of sharpness, and then we'll really dig into those pros and cons. Come right up after this intro. Oh, sorry guys, I guess I don't have an intro, so I'll get right to the shave. I also want to show you guys how to put this blade in. I've never used a Shavette before, so this was kind of my first time, and I assumed how the blade would go in, and I assumed wrong, and I cut myself a couple times, so I don't want that to happen to you. So if you're using a Shavette for the first time, if you're getting this Facon razor in particular, I'll have a link in the description below in case you want to get the same one, so it works the same. Basically, you take the razor here, you line it up to these two little dots over here, like this. Kind of confusing because if you look at it, there's two holes over here, but that's not, like, those holes don't match up with those two dots. So you actually want to slip the top part over here where these two notches are into that spot. So again, it just goes like this. This part comes down, and then these holes go into those two notches over there. And then basically once you have it all lined up, there's this piece that comes over top to lock everything in. So now if you shake it, it won't fall out. These things are really sharp, so be really careful. Ah! I'm just kidding, I didn't cut myself. So now let's do a beard lineup so I can show you how this performs in comparison to a traditional straight razor for a cheek lineup. Okay, so I don't really have any shave soap right now, so I'm just gonna use this like shave gel that I use for my beard lineups, and we'll see how it does here. So we'll just do a little piece over here. We'll start with the straight razor, the regular one, the traditional one, and then we'll go over to the Shavette. Now, keep in mind, this one needs to be honed real bad. I haven't taken it in to get honed since I purchased it. I've only done like the regular like maintenance of like sharpening it every day. So let's see how this one does. So there you go. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. And we're gonna try the Shavette and see which one seems like a closer shave. So like from here to here was traditional razor, and here to here was the Shavette. They both seem to be the same in terms of how close the shave was. The Shavette was definitely an easier cut, though I can tell the Shavette was having less of a hassle getting through the hair there. Now let's do a beard lineup with both, and then let's talk about why I like which one better than the other. We're gonna start with some Easy Blade shave gel. Just a nice clear gel so you can see exactly where you're cutting to. I'm gonna start with a Shavette on this side, and hopefully you guys can see. I'll have to take my glasses off. Now I can't see. Just kidding, I can see. Got a nice line in here now. How close is that shave? You guys tell me. Now we're gonna do this side. And you guys tell me, how close is this shave? Let me just make sure it focuses there. Okay, so like which one should you buy? Again, our options are a Shavette, where you need to replace the blades, probably from the seams of it. If you're just doing cheek lineups, you can probably go about 10 or 20 uses on one razor, or a traditional straight razor like I have over here. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, this is my first Shavette experience with the Facon Shavette. I've always used a traditional straight razor for lining up my cheek lines. This particular one is a Dovo. I purchased it for $270 Canadian, along with everything else that you need to purchase to go along with a straight razor. The kind of the con of a traditional straight razor is that, I mean, they're expensive. They will range anywhere from $50 all the way up to $1,000. But also there's a lot of maintenance that goes into it. So you do need what's called a strop. Usually it's leather. There's ones with different types of skin or fur or something, I believe, that work as well for sharpening your blade. But then you also need to maintain the strop, especially if it's a leather strop. You need to make sure that you're oiling it, and then you do need to sharpen this before and after every use. So there's a lot. And then not to mention, you got to put oil on the blade if you want it to last a really long time, if you want it to be something that you can pass down from generation to generation. So really the only con for this is the maintenance. Every couple of years, you also do need to take it in to get it professionally honed, unless you know how to sharpen it on a rock, which a lot of people don't know how to do. So that is something that is at a charge as well. So it's just, but I mean, then you do save on blades. You don't need to ever purchase a blade again. But again, blades are cheap. So for me, this is more about the experience. I like using the traditional straight razor because I do like the experience of stropping the razor before I use it, after I use it, oiling it up, taking care of it. Like, I just take a lot of pride in this and in using it, and for me it's just like a lot of fun. One thing that I definitely would have done is I would have purchased one with a shorter face. So this entire surface area here is called the face. I would purchase one with a shorter face. At the time, I didn't really know what I should get. I just find that when I'm lining up the cheek lines with the length of this face, I'm almost like my only really option is to kind of cut. You know, I can't do as much of a nice curve if I wanted to in the beard, in the cheek lineup. It's just more kind of like straight lines, which is okay. I just find that with the smaller face of the Shavette, it was definitely a lot easier to kind of get a nice curve in with that cheek lineup. So that brings us to this Facon Shavette. And why should you pick this one? Well, the reason why I really like this one is, first of all, the face was shorter, so it's definitely a lot easier to do a cheek lineup. This was, at the time, about $20 on Amazon. And guys, that came with 100 blades from Facon. So that's probably going to last me, like, I don't know, 3-4 years. Like that, for 20 bucks to get the Shavette and that many razors is just an incredible deal. So purchase price wise, this is definitely a killer deal. It would take me, like, the return on investment on a traditional straight razor is going to be like 100 years with how cheap the razor blades are to replace for these. And honestly, the difference in the closeness, I don't really see a difference. They're both really great. So I would say if you just want like a really nice straight razor, something to do cheek lineups with, maybe even a beard shave or a head shave, or just line up your necklines, I would honestly, guys, if you've never used a straight razor before, start with a Facon. Start with a shave or any other kind of Shavette. It's much cheaper. But then if you like that kind of the experience side of it and the taking care of something and loving the almost giving it some love, then go with a traditional straight razor. You know, you'll be maintaining a strop, you'll be stropping the blade before and after, you'll be putting oil on the blade, you'll be pulling oil on the strop. There's like this whole experience that comes along with the traditional straight razor that takes us back to our grandfathers, you know, barbershop shave days. So if that's something that you're into, get the traditional straight razor. Otherwise, start out with one of these Shavettes. Facon is a great brand. I love how many razors they included at that $20 price range. Now go ahead and make a friend in the comments below. There's a lot of great people down there. Thanks for watching. Now stick around for the bloopers. One with the straight razor, one with the traditional, or a trad, or it go it, with how cheap
Perfect.